Conquering Evil, a brief essay by Richard J. Panizza. This essay, indeed, is dedicated to those whom of which have suffered egregiously by the hands of their fellow human being in terms of personage and character, as well as murder, rape, and even, genocide. It is for the mentally ill, especially those who suffer from paranoid schizophrenia, whom of which are egregiously put down and prejudged as being anything from homicidal to that of being mentally retarded. Fact: those who suffer from paranoid schizophrenia and other mental diseases of a severe nature are more intelligent than the average individual, and, most pertinently, are less likely to commit any act of violence whatsoever than those some of which are, quote-unquote, neurochemically balanced. It is dedicated to those who are rendered to a wheelchair, to those whom of which are then deemed as being ill-conducive to be able to perform the normal and common acclamations to their abilities and performances upon a job and other duties of the kind just because, they can't walk. Therefore, they're substandard, or even subhuman, is the rationalization. Speaking of which, the most egregious evil that has ever been known in the Western world in the past century, the Holocaust. 10 million people slaughtered, 6 million of them only because of their Jewish ethnicity and religion, their background of not being part of a madman's evil rationalization of being of the master Aryan race. Victimized in a way to where there are no words or means to really describe. Killed off, slaughtered, completely innocent of any wrongdoing other than the rationalization of being subhuman or inhuman because, once again, of their race and or ethnicity. For those who do slaughter, for those who do kill, especially under nefarious, ill-warranted circumstances, those who condemn individuals for no sin and find individuals, quote-unquote, guilty for no crime committed, do so in order to sublimate their own fears of inadequacies as well as insecurities. They victimize the innocents in order to bolster their ego, in order to feel a sense of superiority, a false sense of superiority, of being in command of life over death, where death tragically then reigns supreme. The ultimate sense of control, the ultimate tragic means of an accentuation of ego. It is uniquely human and is also uniquely inhumane in its nature. I bring you Conquering Evil. The thoughts and contemplations of man's endless endeavors, regardless of life's interventions. How can one behold dreams and aspirations that one hopes to come to be then realized? Inevitably, there is a sense that there is a past holding you back to yesterday's imprisonment. But then you realize, regardless of the tortures and turmoils that you have been relegated, subjected to, are now ever rightfully over. You are justly to be quintessentially, righteously free. The times have now come around to change. It is now the days to rearrange, to attempt to put behind the past, to forget the evils perpetuated against yourself. To move onward is to forget and to forego the past, regardless how ungodly egregious it has been. To reconcile the evils that had once held you back against the God-given right to live, that had once encapsulated you in binding chains, is a remnant of righteous anger and pain that shall never, ever relent. Here, though, remains learned wisdom for the innocents victimized. Forgiveness is never incumbent upon the victim of the evil renderings of those who dare to attempt to bring human life down to the very depths of their irrational hell. Forgiveness is rendered only incumbent for those who of which have, with no warrant, victimized, relegated against their immoral decrees. I'm Richard J. Panizza.